Why don't we paint the town? Bam, bam. And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. Bam, bam. And all that jazz. Start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cool but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. That actually has to do with this video today. Hi! Hey. Welcome to The Lizard Life! I'm Elizabeth, Liz, or Lizard, depending on how you know me. And this is my life. Life is really crazy, so I don't have anything planned this week. So I just spent a couple hours filming myself goofing off in tap shoes. Here we go! So your girl is in a musical, and in this show, there's tap dancing, which is something I've never done before. Like, I've played around with stuff that looks like tap dancing to the untrained eye. Maybe it is, I don't even know. But, I don't actually know how to tap dance, so I thought it would be fun to film myself learning some moves. I've already watched a couple of YouTube tutorials that are about tap dancing, so I've learned some basic moves. This is more about me practicing and being able to do it quickly, which is very important. And I figured, what better opportunity to get dressed up to the nines and practice my choreography. Y'all are not actually going to see any of my choreography unless you come to the show. Opens May 6th, closes May 21st of 2022. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So I have a coupon code if any of you want to see the show. Send me a message and I will get that to you. But yeah. Here we go. So, like, the basics that I've learned is, like, tapping the toes, tapping the heels, dog, and a shuffle. Bum, 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 bum. And those are, like, apparently the most basic things. But we have this move in our choreography that's a little bit more advanced, just a little bit. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like a very common move, but it's something that I definitely need to work on. And it's called a buffalo. And it's like you step or you hop onto one foot and then you do a shuffle with the other foot. It sounds so cool with actual tap shoes. I love it. I don't know what to do with my hands, to be honest. We just are focusing on the feet. So, like, I feel like if I'm not told something specific to do with my hands, you'll see me in the performances like a dinosaur. I'll just be like Fosse. Bah, 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 bah. Like, I know, Irish river dancing, you keep your hands to your sides. But this is supposed to be like jazz. So that's why I thought Fosse. Bob Fosse. Sorry. The dog loves to whimper because she thinks it'll get her the attention she wants. But it won't. It gets her attention, just not the kind she wants. Yeah. See, I've kind of got it. I just need to be able to do it quickly. Like, really quickly. And that's where the issue is. But I'm gonna try a... just because it's fun to twirl in this dress. I love it. I actually bought this dress for a different musical that I was in. But when it got to dress rehearsals, they had us lined up in our places on stage, and there were 3 girls in a row wearing red dresses. So I ended up going and getting a lavender colored one and sewing this super fancy sleeve onto it. Actually, I'm gonna show you. Ta-da! It feels very Mamma Mia. Yeah, I just got this dress from like Savers or something and then had to alter it a little bit and sewed this fancy sleeve on. It's got sequins. And that show took place in the 60s. So so this fit very well for that. But yeah, I really feel like I should be holding a microphone and be like, tonight the super trooper lights are gonna find me shining like the sun, smiling, having fun, feeling like a number one. Because they always like end in that pose too. They're like, but yeah, this is that. Doesn't exactly fit with tap dancing as much. Well, I mean, it could. It could. But yeah. See, this is what I mean when I say I want to do more DIY sewing things on this channel. It's like, I did this, and it's amazing. And like, I want to do more stuff like that. This one's not as fun to spin around in because it's like a pencil. But yeah. Also, it's a lot harder to hide a mic pack in this dress. So hopefully it's in a good enough spot that it won't mess up any sound. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. You know, the fun thing about this right now is that I'm home alone at the moment. I have no way of knowing if that's going to change. Or, let me rephrase that. I have no way of knowing when that's going to change. Like, either of my parents could walk through the door right now, or my sister's sister-in-law could come over. She does that randomly. Like, anybody could come in right now, and I'd just be in a fancy dress with my tap shoes on, practicing. This is definitely not what I'm gonna be wearing in the show. Like, not at all. At least not during the tap number. But I thought it would be fun. Oh my gosh! I don't know what just happened. So the floors in my house don't exactly lend themselves to tap dancing. So I have this, basically a piece of cardboard. It's actually the backing of a very large picture frame that I kept for doing puzzles on, because it's really big and mostly flat, used to be flat. And then I also painted all over it with watercolors, which was a lot of fun. When I moved to Seattle, my father had it up against my mirror, which had like little fairy lights on it, and each of the fairy lights had a little plastic flower on them. And this thing being smashed up against that put a crack in it, in the back of it. And if I put too much weight on my heel on it, it's gonna add to that crack. I just realized that. But the sound is so good with my tap shoes. Man. I'm actually really hoping to get permission / a key to this building that my parents' church owns. It's basically like a big empty basketball court that they use for parties and stuff all the time. I'm hoping I can get the keys to that place so that over the course of the show I can go there a couple nights a week and practice my choreography. Because like I said, like, this is nice for learning stuff like that buffalo move, but it's not great for the actual choreography. Because in the actual choreography, I'm going to be traveling all over the stage, and there's just not space for that in this house. Really hoping I can get permission to do that. I'm sure I can, like, as long as I don't go on a night when it's already scheduled for something else. I'm sure it'll be fine. I just have to talk to the people who are in charge of the building. You know, something really cool that I found out about tap as a dance form is I was doing some research to make sure I knew what size of shoe to get, because dance shoes are very strange. Like, I looked at a couple of different articles about it, and they both said that for tap shoes, you want to take your regular street shoe size and go down half a size to a whole size. You just never know. So dance shoes are weird. But the reason I'm telling you about researching tap shoes is because I was reading an article, and it was saying that tap dancers actually consider themselves more of musicians than of dancers, because the shoes themselves are more like an instrument. Hey, Sedna. They're like percussion instruments. Like, that's all about the sound you're hearing. You know? And like, I never thought about that before. It's like really cool to think about. Like, obviously, this tap number is going to have music, and like, they always have music with them as far as I know. But, like, when we were learning this choreography, the choreographer was saying, in this specific section, I want to hear the taps. Like, that's important. And like, our tapping is going to be kind of on the beat of the music. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Like, I've done percussion before. I've played like the drums and bells and xylophones and stuff like that. But like, that was all with my hands. So now I'm really excited to do that with my feet. I'm playing percussion with my feet. I just never thought about tapping as playing music before. And that's really cool to think about, because like, it involves your entire body, except maybe your arms. I'm like a little bit worried about being walked in on right now. just a lot of fun. Oh! Ooh, I messed up. This is so much fun, though. Oh, man. It's fun. Highly recommend tap dancing if anybody wants to learn a new form of exercise. Because I'm out of breath right now. Aw, baby. Can you see her rolling over? She's so cute. Life is crazy, you guys. I just thought it would be entertaining to watch me practice tap dancing. Know what? I'm gonna change back into the other dress, and because it's more fun to spin around in. Also, it's really hot in this sleeve. Ta-da! It's just so much fun to twirl in this dress. Like, that sounds like a classical piece. It's like that's something. I know it is. Mother, I'm pretty sure you're watching this. Please comment what it's called down below. How fun is this? Like, my feet are an instrument. Bob Fosse. I know one of you knows that reference. Oh, high school. I feel like when other people do that move, it doesn't sound like ba-dun-dun-dun. It's just like da-da-da-da. Dun-dun. Oh, it's because I'm landing on my toe and then my heel. I need to land flat foot. So, one of the videos I watched about tap dancing was saying it's really, like, you want to keep your ankles loose. And, for a shuffle, you're really just lifting your knee up and down, and your foot just barely slides. Like, it's not really supposed to be sliding, it's supposed to be just tap, 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 tap. But, like, if my ankle's just loose, it's gonna be toe heel every time I put it down. That's difficult to be landing on my flat foot. I guess I have to train myself. Which is gonna be fun because there's another point in the choreography where we're like heel, heel, or toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, like walking. And I just have to make sure. Woo! I did it! That's something I'll be working on over the next month and a half. And I should have it down by performances. Please come see me in the show. It'll be so fun. It's a really silly show. It's called The Drowsy Chaperone. I didn't say that before. Takes place in the 1920s, sort of. And it's just going to be so much fun. And it's going to be so silly. And it'll be a great time to just forget about the dramas of the world. Because who knows what's going to be going on at that point. Hopefully also by then I'm not like a dinosaur. Hope this was fun to watch and not stupid. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any ideas of other things you want to see me do, leave them in the comments. That would be awesome. Subscribe if you're new here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Oh, where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. That actually does have to do with today's video. Hi! Hey! I'm Elizabeth, Liz, or Lizard, depending on how you know me. And this is my life. I forgot to say welcome to the lizard life. Oh my gosh. How does that song go?